I could really use a motorized rotating turntable. I think having such a device is going to be super handy for spray painting objects, for models that I build and prototype parts. I also think it's going to be super useful for social media to share various objects and products that I design. So this is a DIY, build it yourself, powered rotating turntable.
My name is 𝗟𝗂𝗲𝗄𝗿. Welcome to my channel about product design and making.
Let's head to the parts bin. This is a salvaged microwave turntable motor that I picked up curbside and pulled the motor out of. Let's build the structure from the sketch, and I'm going to do that with some 3/4 inch MDF scrap material. So far this whole thing has cost me zero, other than tools that I already own. I'm basically laying out the holes to help myself visualize what it is that I'm going to build. I'm not even going to drill on these lines, as I'm basically cutting out a ring that's going to hold the motor. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drill or pilot the center smaller hole, and then we're going to come back with the larger outside diameter and pilot that as well. Next, I'm going to finish drilling the inside of the hole and then come back and cut the outside of the ring to get my part. There's my ring. I'll pull it out of the hole saw, and it will need to be cleaned up just a little bit from the tear through on the backside, even though I had waste block. Let's cut the base, and to do that we'll use an adjustable hole saw because I don't have a hole saw big enough to do this, and this will do nicely. And now we'll cut the top of the turntable, and this will be the part that actually rotates around. The shaft size on the motor is just under 7 millimeters, just like this drill bit, so we'll drill out that hole so we get a nice press fit onto the motor shaft. Next, I will cut the ring on the bandsaw, and this will be where the two electrical connections stick out from the motor so we can connect it to a power source. The parts need just a little bit of cleanup from the cut through, and I'll do this on my belt sander. The hole sawed circular parts have a little dimple in the middle, and those need to be sanded down nice and flat and smooth so the thing can lay on the table flat. After I mark where I'm going to put the mounting ring, I super glue it in place. I use a little bit of accelerant there. Let's notch out the ring so that we can mount it securely. And we'll also use a little cardboard spacer so that the motor is mounted securely. We'll drill some holes and screw in some screws so everything is secure. Back to the parts bin, and we need a power cable. This is a 110 volt thing, and we need some sort of a switch to turn the power on and off. And these are all things that I've collected curbside and just taken home and stored for a future project just like this. My advice on getting a good stripper is find one that you're happy with. Don't just get the first one that you see. It's totally worth the extra money to get a good stripper. Link in the description below. And we'll attach the connectors that came on the motor. I'm just soldering them on, and then we'll crimp over the little connectors and put on the rubber boots to protect the electrical connection so we don't get a short. This is 110 volts, of course. Next, we're going to hook up the switch, and these are pretty simple as well. We break the connection here. The switch ultimately ends up making the connection with the little thumb wheel. We'll put the cap on. There's some little pins in there that poke into the wire and complete the circuit. Screw it back together, and we are going to have ourselves a really simple on and off switch. Since this is intended as a painting rotary turntable, I want to make like a waist cover, something that I can paint and then just replace and make another one for in the future. And I'm going to laser cut this out, and this will just cover the top panel. And when it gets dirty or painted or whatever, I can just make another one and replace it. We'll glue the two parts together. The bottom is a ring that will hang over the lip and hold it securely in place on the top. And I'm going to do this with some white glue. Very simply glue it to the top plate. I'm going to assemble what I've created here. I'm going to press fit the top plate onto the plastic shaft of the motor, and then we'll put our waist cover on top of that, and that simply press fits in place. All right, let's take a look at the construction. We got a base, and then we got that mounting ring, and then the top plate on the top with the electronics coming off the side. Let's plug it in. Turn it on. Nice. All right, let's give it a test and paint this can. This makes painting circular objects extremely easy. Almost too easy. I love it. This little rotating turntable is going to be useful for simple product photography shots, just like I'm showing the Alfred backpack hanger here. Link below to get yourself one of those, aluminum or stainless steel. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links in the description below and on the channel page. Rock on. Click here to check out some of the other design and making videos that I have that you might enjoy.